So we're going to do a bit of a hip opener relaxation flow with the aim to get your pelvic floor and your hips and your back nice and relaxed. So we're going to start off with our feet together, knees wide apart, and you're just going to walk your hands forwards until you come down into a nice stretch. Let your arms relax in this position. You don't need to be on a really tight stretch. Let them come in. Let your head rest on the floor, and I just want you to take 3 nice deep breaths into your rib cage. As you take that deep breath in, I want you to think about that rib cage expanding at the sides, expanding at the back. And I want you to think about your pelvic floor feeling lovely and relaxed. Then we're going to come up onto our hands and knees. We're going to do a nice deep breath in, stick our bum in the air, looking forwards, bringing that arch up. Exhale, curving up in your back, pushing the floor away from you, feeling that stretch through the upper back. Come down into that nice arched position with your belly pointing towards the floor. Keeping in this position, rock back as far as you can whilst keeping that position through your spine and coming back up to the top. One more. And we're going to do the same but in the other position. So arching your back up towards the ceiling, keep that arch position and try and rock back your bottom towards your heels and then coming back up to the top, keeping that arch. We are going to lunge one of our feet forwards now. So try and get it in line with your other hand. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to rock into that side of your leg. So trying to twist your body, opening up that hip at the front, keeping your foot flat down on the floor. So just rock into that side, getting as much more movement forwards and twisting as possible. Keep those nice, slow, relaxed breaths going. Working into any stiffness you feel. Rock backwards onto that hip, and you should feel a nice stretch in that hamstring down the back. Coming back up forwards for me. We're going to swap over to the other leg. So get that other leg up forwards, and you can see from this angle that I'm just twisting into that side. I feel a gentle stretch down the side of my body where my hand is planted, and then I feel a lovely stretch in that front hip, keeping that foot flat on the floor. Only move your knee out to the side and twist as far as you can whilst keeping that foot down. Work into that movement. And then we're going to rock back and get our hamstring on a nice stretch, pointing those toes up to the ceiling. And we're going to come onto our knees again, with our knees nice and wide, but with our feet wide this time. So instead of the feet in like we were before, the feet are nice and wide. And I just want you to rock back. So this is quite a deep stretch in that groin. You can either rock back to where you feel a stretch and hold it. Think about relaxing in that pelvic floor. Deep breaths in. Relaxing that belly and out. If you find it uncomfortable just to hold that position, then you can rock forwards and backwards. You don't need to just hold it if it's a bit too uncomfortable. Then what we're going to do is bring the knees in ever so slightly, and then we're going to lengthen out. One of the legs to the side, and we're going to do the same again, rocking backwards and forwards. Feeling that lovely stretch coming down on the inside of that leg. stay down in that seated position. If you need to put anything underneath to make it more comfortable on this side, so like a pillow or something between your leg, your thigh and your lower leg. And then we're going to rotate the leg out. So keeping the toes pointing up towards the ceiling, rotate that leg. If there's any catching or anything like that in your hip, just reduce the range of movement, shuffle position slightly. We just want to get nice rotation and stretch as we go through. Coming back up to the top, changing over to the other side, lengthen that leg out. We're going to rock back and forwards first of all, feeling that stretch. One more. And now we're going to just rotate that foot up and round. And again, if you've got a pillow or something that you want to put underneath here, if this is uncomfortable, this is where we want to be really feeling that stretch. Lovely. So we're going to have a lie down on our backs now, in a position that you feel comfortable in, hopefully. And then what we're going to do is just to hug the knees up into our chest, pull them slightly wider, so again we just get a little bit of a groin stretch. If this is enough for you, just rest here, and I want you to take those nice deep breaths in and out. If you feel like you can do more of a stretch, then bring your hands around your feet and you can rest in with the knees pointing wide out to the sides to feel even more of a groin stretch. If this feels all right, then you can then bring the knees so your feet up towards the ceiling into a happy baby position, and focus on taking those deep breaths in and out. So if you're still in one of the positions before this, that's absolutely fine. Just focus on taking a few deep breaths in and out, relaxing that pelvic floor. Deep breath into that rib cage and belly relaxes. As the breath falls out, the pelvic floor should still be relaxed. We're not trying to activate anything. Bring your feet back down, and we are all done. I hope you feel nice and stretched off.